We're graduating this year, but before we leave this place for good,
we're checking out some of the best food spots in the area.
I'm Jonah.
And I'm Shannon.
And this is Grub Before Grad. So we made it to oddBird, a restaurant that specializes in Canadian food. Now, whether that means they serve food that is based in Canada or they serve like traditional Canadian food like poutine and pea bacon, I don't really know. But I heard it's really good. It's actually rated number 85 in the top 100 restaurants in Canada. So we have some pretty high expectations. So we're looking forward to some really good Canadian food.
And you play it coy, but it's kind of cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend that you don't know it's true, 'cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you. You make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything.
Okay, a bit of a hard question to ask, but what is your experience with Canadian food?
With Canadian food, I would say that my experience is kind of all over the place, I guess. It also depends what you classify as Canadian food. I would say poutine, something that I love all the time. I just recently found out that donaires are actually also Canadian food. Yeah, didn't know that. Thanks, Google. Ketchup chips, Montreal smoked meat, Nanaimo bars. Definitely my favorite desserts. Probably of all time, Montreal bagels. Oh, so good. I'd say that's my experience with Canadian food.
You know, that's what all love can do. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you. You make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything.
Are you surviving? These are nice oysters.
I am surviving.
That's nice.
Yeah,
really good. Oh my god.
La, 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 la. So la, 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 la.
Oh, so good.
And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times,
Why is this working?
it's you. You make me sing your every line.
I don't like how much I enjoy this.
You're everything. You're every song, and I sing along, 'cause you're my everything.
That's really good.
You can definitely taste the pumpkin.
Yeah. So la 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 la. So la 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 la.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like I'm smelling through my mouth. It's very spicy, but not like spicy. It's spicy. All right, we're back again with another set of ratings. So let's start again with some food.
I thought the food overall was really good. I enjoyed all the different flavors, all the different textures. I don't think there are any real misses. I got the chicken sandwich, sweet and sassy sauce on it, and it was pretty good. I think the sauce lived up to its name of being both sweet and spicy. Lettuce is really good, very crunchy. That's what I look for in a chicken sandwich. The mayo is really good. I easily give it like a 4. I think the only thing that would have been improved would have been having some sort of sour or acidic feature to it, so like a couple slices of pickles. Other than that though, I really enjoyed it.
I got the double stack foie gras flapjacks. It was a very weird dish. I barely have foie gras, so when you pair that with like an everyday item like pancakes, then you also add pork belly and mozzarella, and then you add maple syrup on top of that, it's like an abomination. It seems like one. I was just like willing to try it, and it was surprisingly good. It was scary how good it was. I really didn't expect it to go well together, but like Like you get a lot of different flavors. You have the sweetness from the maple syrup, which is, by the way, a must. You need it for this dish because it's very salty. The pork belly gives the saltiness. The mozzarella gives that creaminess to it. You have pancakes, which are like the base. And then the foie gras is just a very rich umami taste to it. All together, it just is a lot of really cool flavors intermingling with each other. I don't know what to compare this to because it's literally just the most unique thing I've ever had. I'll give it a 4.5 because I think it is definitely something you should try, especially if you're into foie gras. I don't know if it's the best thing I've ever had, but it's really up there for sure. Moving on to the appetizers, we got two things: the Glacier Bay oysters, 8 of them, and then we also got the beef tartare. With the oysters, go ahead, first time.
Yeah, that was my first time having oysters really, so I was very nervous, scared, all of those sort of things. I'm not really a picky eater. I will try anything once. However, that doesn't mean I'm not scared to try things, especially when there's like oysters. Anything with seafood is very frightening for most people. It's not super frightening for me because I have sushi a lot. However, I've never slurped sushi before, so that was definitely a new experience. The oysters were as good as oysters are. I don't know, it was my first time, so I don't really have anything to compare it to, but I did enjoy the ponzu sauce on it. It was very good. I think it tasted just like sushi, honestly. I think I could give it 3.5, 4.
I've had oysters a handful of times before. I'm not as into it as my other family members are. However, I've definitely had it my fair share of times. I like that they had a lot of sauces that they gave to you, and I like how you were able to just use it like a dropper and you just put whatever combination of stuff you want.
Sauces.
All these are like locally sourced. A lot of the ingredients came from one of the owner's farms. Like that's crazy. As for taste, it's fairly in line with what I expect from an oyster. I would give it 3.5 because I don't know. I've never had an oyster that was like super crazy, but this is like just as good as the other ones. I don't know. It's good. It was good. So 3.5.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the beef tartare.
I also never had beef tartare before. So I had 2 new things today, which is really exciting for me. I kind of just tasted like deconstructed hamburger, raw beef with veggies on a bread. So it is just a deconstructed hamburger basically. But with that being said, the flavors were very nice. You could tell that everything in the beef tartare was very fresh. The bread was toasted to perfection. Nice golden brown. It was crunchy, but also soft still. I think I'd easily give that a 4.
Yeah, I don't have much to add on to that really. It was a great solid dish. Yeah, the bread was amazing and it paired very well with the meat. I have no complaints about it really. I'd say 4 is pretty good for it. As for the 2 desserts, we got the
rosemary creme brulee
and
the pumpkin fritters.
So let's start with the creme brulee.
I thought the cream, at least like the creme part, was really good. The brulee, I thought it was okay until it was just all rosemary and I couldn't handle it. I'm not like a huge fan of rosemary either, so that also doesn't really help. I only tasted rosemary. I couldn't do it. But the cream was really good, so I think I'd give it a 3.5.
I agree. The cream was great. I think it was a very interesting, unique take on creme brulee.
Yeah.
It's weird when you bite into the sugar part and you taste salt. I don't think that's very common. When you have that and then you have the rosemary, you get a lot of aromatics from it. I don't know if it really adds or detracts. It's just a different thing. So I think for the people that are more into like a depth of flavor when it comes to creme brulee, they might appreciate this. But for the people that are just looking for like your typical creme brulee, you know, the classic cream and sugar stuff, this is probably not for you. So I would say 3.5 as well.
And lastly, we have the pumpkin fritters. I think those were really good. The caramel sauce and icing sugar that came with it paired very nicely. It was a very nice crunch. I think it could have been a little crunchier, but other than that, tasted good. I think I'd also give it 3.5.
I think it was a good pairing for sure. It's very reminiscent of churros, really. You get like the fried dish and then you have like the sauce to dip it in. It was just short of having like that really perfect crunch, but it was really close. Almost nailed it for me. Solid dessert, so I would give it a 4. In terms of food overall, I think it was really good. This restaurant has great presentation. That's one thing that I want to stress. All of them look so pretty when they handed it to you. None of them are like, ew, this is gross. Like they're all very solid dishes. I would say 4.5.
For me, I think I give the food a 4. Solid 4. I think it's very much an Instagram story kind of experience where you want to go there, take pictures of your food, take pictures of your friends, all hanging out, and then like enjoying food with your friends. But yeah, I think overall I give them a solid 4.
So on to service.
I could easily say it was a 5. I think Michael was very cool. He gave us really cool recommendations. He was chatting with us a lot. He was talking to us about our YouTube channel. He was talking to us about like just oddBird in general. Very knowledgeable person. So just like overall knowledge, overall service, easily a 5.
Yeah, like I said, Soban like was a quick 5 for me. This was also one of the quickest 5s that I've been willing to hand out because he just goes so above and beyond. The biggest thing that I liked about it was that it's not just because it's us and we're filming something and he wants to look good in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was like this with everybody, and it's just the combination of friendliness, being knowledgeable about your restaurant, and also just speed and everything. It's just everything.
Yeah, everything came out really
ideal
quickly.
in a server, really. I think it was absolutely incredible. So yeah, easy 5. Oh my goodness. So as for atmosphere, what do you think?
4.5. Very cozy, very fun, very pub-like. The outdoor seating as well. I like the fact that there was like a little latch where he could lower blinds down for outside, so that if it was getting like cold or it was getting too like bright or any sort of outside influence, you could kind of limit that. So I did enjoy that a lot. So I think I'd easily give it a 4.5.
We definitely got half of the experience because we weren't technically in the restaurant, we were on the outside section. And I think it's pretty interesting because the inside section has an open kitchen. That's pretty rare in a restaurant. But the exterior wasn't bad for us either. Like it was not a bad day outside. And I think even when they put the blinds down and the hanging lights became our primary light source, it was still like a very nice vibe, a different one, but really good in its own right. I think it fits in line with a lot of really good atmosphere places. I'd give it a solid 4. On to final thoughts about this place.
I think that if you want a night out with your friends, oddBird is definitely the place to go. Their prices are a little on the higher end, so that's something to just kind of keep an eye out for. Food was great, service is great, atmosphere is great. It's a very good place to be. 85th for a reason, right?
It definitely earns its rating in the top 100. It is a place that serves premium products, and therefore they charge pretty premium prices for it.
Yeah.
My pancakes were 27. However, it was really good, and it uses foie gras, which is an expensive ingredient.
Yeah.
So you get what you pay for, essentially. It's not like other restaurants that kind of rip you off. But it's definitely not a place you should frequent. However, if you have like a celebration and you just want to hang out, this is a good place to go check out once in a while.
Very good celebration spot.
Definitely check out oddBird sometime. And with that being said, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you at our next meal.